Hey guys, welcome back to Top 10 Nerd. I'm Ron Mackenzie Lafergie. Superheroes are often human, and the thing with humans is we don't always fall in love with the right people. The heart wants what it wants, and sometimes what a hero's heart wants is a villain. Let's talk about some of my favorite heroes who went and fell for a baddie. And oh gosh, are you guys ever in luck, because frickin' Kelly's here to help me with all of this. Say hi, Kelly.
Hi guys! I do that all the time, I swear.
Hey Kelly, plug your channel.
Well, you mean this channel?
Yes, and also the other one.
Oh yes, the other one. So we're on a channel called Top 10 Gaming. It's kinda like this one, except video games. Who'da thunk? You guys should head on over there after this video and come hang out with us. We promise it'll be a fun time.
Excellent, I only have to do half the work today. Now get ready, it's time for the top 10 superheroes who fell in love with a villain.
And our number 10 spot is Sue Storm and Dr. Doom. I mean, Doom has always had a bit of a crush on Sue, which is why this might make this pairing a little unsettling now that I think about it. So these two hooked up in an alternate reality in the future, and their daughter Valeria Von Doom shows up. And after a while, Sue is like, okay, we can be chill, it's alright. Except it is not when Valeria is then put back into Sue's womb, who then has problems giving birth to her, so Dr. Doom helps her give birth, and then puts a curse on the baby, as one does, that the Fantastic Four then must break in order to make Valeria free from his control. Yep, fun.
Number 9. Batman and the Joker. No, I'm not talking about the fanfics that I'm 99% sure exist, but in Flashpoint Paradox, it was Bruce Wayne who was killed that fateful night, leading his parents Thomas and Martha on very different paths. His father went on to become Batman, while his mother went on to become that version of the Joker. Now this was of course incredibly difficult for them, especially for Thomas. Being in love with your arch enemy would be so hard. And even though the two split up after Bruce's death, the love between them plays a pretty large role in their dynamics.
Up next, number 8 is Wasp and Magneto. Kind of a cheat here. From the original Secret Wars issue number 3, Magneto and Wasp play a little tonsil hockey with one another. Yep, that's a thing I just said. Tonsil hockey. Many people blame this on Jim Shooter, and his lack of understanding of the characters that Chris Claremont had developed so well up until this point. Anyway, this kiss was only a kiss. And turned out to be a ploy by Wasp to get close to Magneto after he captured her to find out what his plans were.
Number 7. Deadpool and Lady Death. As with a number of other entries on this list, Lady Death may not exactly be a shining example of villainy since she doesn't seem to have any villainous intent. As with a number of other entries on this list, Lady Death may not exactly be a shining example of villainy since she doesn't often have villainous intent per se, and really Deadpool isn't always heroic himself, but hey, they're a match made in heaven. However, Death itself is tied pretty heavily in with villainy, so I think she qualifies from body count alone. As many of you likely know, Deadpool has quite a thing with death, to the point where Thanos cursed Wade with immortality just so he couldn't die and be with Death forever. These two have a pretty epic love story, kind of an R-rated Ross and Rachel, and even though they probably won't end up together, I'll always be rooting for them. Get off the plane, Death. Get off the plane, Death.
Up next, number 6 is She-Hulk and Juggernaut. So much muscle and bulk with this duo. And of course, another alternate universe. Common theme in this one, friends. Anyway, this sexual conquest ended with a broken bed and broken floor. Considering the abilities of this duo, a wrecked up bedroom is no surprise to me. Anyway, this pairing occurred in Uncanny X-Men 435 and pissed off quite a few fans, considering She-Hulk is incredibly intelligent, while Juggernaut is, well, doesn't have the best track record now, does he? But luckily for us, it was just a one-night stand.
Number 5. Spider-Man and Black Cat. This is one situation where the D was just so good that it turned a villain heroic. Talk about having a great power. Black Cat was originally a villainous cat burglar and enemy of Spider-Man, but as the two fell in love, she began to see the error in her ways. She eventually became more of an anti-hero, helping Spider-Man out from time to time. The two make a really great team. Even though they don't agree on everything, they do have one thing in common: hormones. And with all those skin-tight suits, those hormones are constantly raging.
Up next, number 4 is Captain Atom and Plastique. Plastique was first introduced to us as a terrorist trying to aid in getting Quebec to separate from the rest of Canada. Some intense FLQ vibes there, friends. And you Canadians out there, you should probably know what I'm talking about. She was a failed suicide bomber, tried to assassinate both the Canadian Prime Minister and the American President, tried to blow up the Parliament buildings in Ottawa and the Statue of Liberty, then got captured by Captain Atom, thus beginning their slow burn of a love affair, after joining the Suicide Squad and performing as a mercenary, that is.
Number 3. Wolverine. And like, a lot. If there's one thing we know about Logan, it's that the dude is just a slut. He's been with more than his fair share of women, and he doesn't seem to be too discerning as long as they're hot. Hero, villain, regular person, he doesn't care. He's progressive that way. With so many kids and so many ex-lovers, it's no surprise that Wolverine would have a few villainous loves in his past. And he certainly does, with a pretty strong relationship with Mystique and even being tricked into falling in love with Madam Hydra. Come on, Bo, you can do better than that.
In at number 2 is Batman and Talia al Ghul. These two have a kid together, Damian Wayne, which I'm pretty sure y'all know already. He's the most recent Robin, so as you can imagine, these two have had quite the history together, with Talia sometimes aiding him and other times not really helping, like with that whole resurrecting Jason Todd bit that she pulled, despite him not being too bad of a dude these days. Anyway, in the story arc, The Daughter of the Demon, Talia and Dick Grayson are kidnapped in a scheme that she and her father Roz have put together to test Batman, to see if he was worthy of marrying her. What all father-in-laws do, right? Surprise, surprise, he is. Then in the Son of the Demon story arc, the two get married. Again, make a baby. She fakes a miscarriage to save him from the heartache after she realizes they could never be together, and the rest is history.
Number 1. Batman and Catwoman. This is probably the first couple that most of us thought of. Batman has fallen in love with Catwoman more times than I can count. Whether they're loving it up in the comics, being super angsty in the cartoons, or going on carriage rides in Batman the movie, these two just seem to be inseparable. Catwoman definitely treaded the line between hero and villain for quite some time, but the two have fallen in love even when she was at her most villainous. And really, they're a match made in heaven. They both wear black animal costumes, That's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, please smack that thumbs up button and subscribe to Top 10 Nerd for more videos. Let me know in the comments which of these relationships you like most. And everyone thank Kelly for all her help today. Thanks, Kelly.
Well, thank you for having me, guys. Well, I will see you in another Top 10 Nerd video, or what you guys should really do after this too is head on over to Top 10 Gaming and hang out with both Ron and I again. We also have a double video over there too, where we're like super fun and awesome and, you know, just do our thing. So, come on over and come
subscribe and then click the bell so that you find out about all the videos. And click the bell on these ones too. Click all the bells.
All of the bells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, thanks guys.
See you in the next one.
Later, nerds.